There are times that I go, why don't I use this more often? Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a drugstore starter kit. So everything that I'm going to be talking about today is going to be 100% drugstore products, and I can't wait to get into it because drugstore makeup is my favorite makeup. I mean, let's be honest, everybody loves makeup, and even more when it's affordable. So if you like this video while you're watching it, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you don't like it, you know, that's okay too, but hit that notification button, subscribe, do all the things, and let's get into today's video. I am here with my travel makeup bag. This makeup bag in particular is new for me. I did just recently get this from Ulta. Let's get this in front here. It says Wickedly Beautiful on the front, and then it has these two little tassel type zipper pulls. It did come from the Wicked collection. I cannot remember who made this, if it's Tartan and Twine. It may be, but I will link it for you guys down below. It did also come with this really beautiful velvet bag on the inside. I don't have anything in this one right now, but yeah, I think this was so cute. I am a true Slytherin, and you can't get any better with this green. I sat down, I looked at all my makeup, and I was like, okay, if I was gonna pack, which I just did, and only take one item with me from the drugstore, what would it be? And that's what we have in today's video. So if you all want to see me do a high-end makeup bag video, let me know, and I will also do that for you guys. So a lot of these items that I'm going to be talking about today are items that I have been using for a long time, and I cannot wait to share them all with you because they are so good. Now, I didn't prep the skin on camera today just because the items that I'm wearing are not drugstore items, but that's just because I'm testing out some new items right now. But just for the sake of the video, I do want to shout out two drugstore items that I think are incredible. This is the Fully Hydration Toner. I think this is great. And then also I would top that with the Holy Hydration Gel Moisturizer. Even though this says on here for skin types oily in combination, I definitely am a dry skin girly. I just love this stuff. Normally I use this on days where my skin just needs that extra little boost of hydration. For my drugstore skin prep, definitely these two from e.l.f. 100% recommend. Alright, so to start out, this is probably no surprise, my number one favorite primer is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This stuff, to me, is the only primer that I'm ever gonna need because I am mostly dry. So anything like this that kind of helps the foundation stick, especially around my nose, because I have the hardest time getting foundation to stick around this part of the nose, and also too, my nose runs constantly, so I really need something there to help keep that foundation to stick. And this is it, you guys. I also have the one with the 5% niacinamide, but to be honest with you, I don't really feel like it does anything different than this one. So I would just recommend the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. It feels so nice today. The windows are open. I'm rocking a fall sweater. I am just, everything about this time of the year just makes me extremely happy. If you have never used this primer, this is definitely a gripping primer like it says. It goes on, it feels super tacky, almost like you're rubbing glue on your face, but I love it in the best way. Just is the one primer that I can truly say really does change the way my makeup looks. And really nowadays I don't buy a whole lot of primer because I don't feel like everybody needs primer unless it's doing something specific to help your makeup, which I think is such a great thing about the Power Grip Primer, is because it truly does help that makeup stay on there. For foundation, it did not take me any time to pick this out. This is my #1 drugstore foundation of all time, and it's the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. I'm pretty sure that I talked about this in maybe one of my last few videos. I have the shade 110 in this. We just went away for our anniversary. We spent 3.5 days in Gatlinburg and Knoxville, and this is what I took with me. I wore it every single day, and it really does stay mixed. These two right here are just a perfect combination. And for today's video, I'm going to keep all of my brushes drugstore and affordable if I can. To apply the foundation, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. blending brush. This is one of my, I have two favorite foundation brushes. The other one is not affordable. Well, it kind of is affordable, but it's not drugstore. This is my #1 drugstore brush. It is so good. I want to say it's like $7, and you can use this brush for so many things. You can use it for your foundation. You can use it for your putty primers. You can use it for any liquid makeup. This is your guy right here. This top did not come on this foundation. This is the type of foundation that had the little like eyedropper type application, and I ended up buying off Amazon, which I can also link it down below, a pack of 2 to replace this. That way it has a little pump, because that is my only issue with this foundation, is the type of application that it has. If they could just add a pump to this, I would have nothing bad to say about this. So I'm going to drop some of this on the hand. There is that consistency. And I'm going to dip my brush. This foundation does have a slight scent to it, but it is nothing that can't be overlooked. You guys know that I do not like scents in my facial products, especially my makeup, but this foundation is so good that this scent 100% does not bother me. This foundation just has the prettiest finish. I think it looks so natural without looking super dewy. I mean, how pretty is that? So there's the side with the foundation, and then there is without the foundation. So you can really see that on this side, the foundation is really covering like that redness around my cheeks and around my nose. So we spent the day yesterday. My husband was off because he got rained out, and we spent yesterday taking all the Halloween decorations down and putting up all of the like fall decor. And you guys, I am just so ready for everything fall. We haven't really done like a pumpkin patch or anything like that, which if you all are familiar with our area, we do live in Louisville, Kentucky, and a lot of the times we will go to Huber's, which is in Indiana. It's about a 30-45 minute drive, but it's just a beautiful place. They do wine tastings. It's just so nice. So you can sit out there and eat. They have live music every once in a while. So if you are in that area, I highly recommend checking that out. And then also to check like on their social media for their events and stuff too. They do hay rides, which I think is so fun to do in the fall. So let me know, what do you guys like to do where you all are located, and where are you guys located, and what's the weather like There, let me know. I want to know. This foundation is almost a perfect match too, which is another reason why I love this so much. It really is the perfect shade. Do any of y'all deal with phantom hairs? Like every once in a while, like I'll like move my nose and I feel like I have a hair like stuck to it, but I can't feel it. So now that we got that foundation on, I would say that this foundation is a pretty high medium coverage foundation. It is not 100% full coverage, which is fine for me anyway because I don't like an overly makeup-y look, and I think this one is just perfect. So the concealer was really easy for me because, as you guys know, it's rare that I use concealer on camera, and that is pretty true to off camera as well. It's kind of rare that I wear concealer. It's because I don't think I need it, which I'm very fortunate that I don't feel like I need it. But if I was to choose one, it would be the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. And this is really just the best. I think, honestly, the amount that you need, this is going to last longer than me, just saying. Now I'm going to put just the tiniest dot on my hand here. There is how much that I'm using. Oh, also, this is the shade Fair. I'm going to take my brush and dip right into that. And there you can see how much is on there. You guys, look how much came from that little bitty dot. I'm going to put some of this over here just because that was still just a little too much, guys. Coverage on this is crazy. And I'm also just dragging that right on to the eyelid. One of the reasons that I wanted to add the concealer in this video is because I am also going to use this as kind of my eyeshadow primer. I did order the new e.l.f. eyeshadow primer, but it has not come in yet. And you can see how just that lightened that area up just a little bit. I will say that when I do use concealer, there are times that I go, why don't I use this more often? After getting both of the eyes blended out, there is still that little bit left on my hand. I'm telling you guys, this stuff, man, it's crazy with the pigment. For powder, I kind of like tiered between two of them, but ultimately I ended up using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. Honestly, I knew I was going to pick this one. I was just trying not to use everything e.l.f. in this video, but you know, e.l.f. is good, you know, you can't help it. To set the under eyes and the eyelid, I'm going to use this Real Techniques 402 brush. I am not going to set the whole face because I don't really feel like it needs it, since I'm going to be using powder products anyway for the rest of the complexion. Setting powder with the brush is my favorite way to set the under eyes. I've really just gotten into the Real Techniques brush, and I think they are so good, and they are obviously super affordable. And I don't think I mentioned it, but the shade in the powder is light. For bronzer, I definitely had to go with my OG Maybelline City Bronzer, and this is the shade 100. To apply this, I'm just going to use a fluffy brush. This is from the Scooby-Doo Wet n Wild collection. Now, I personally prefer to do my bronzer with a fluffier brush because I don't want it to look so intentional. I want it to look more natural. So any fluffy brush that you have on hand will work fine to apply your bronzer or your contour if you're using a powder formula. I honestly can't believe that I've not hit pan on this. And well, I guess it's because I always used to grab for my Physicians Formula bronzer, but it just recently broke and I have not replaced it. And I told myself that even though I already had it, there's no sense in me in buying it because I have so many bronzers that I can be using. It's just goofy. For blush, this is going to be another item from Maybelline. This is actually a newer blush for me. I used to use, like if I was going to pick before I found this one, it was a Colourpop that I've had for so many years. This shade is almost identical to it and it's cheaper. This is just a great blush. This is the shade 25 Pink Rose. To apply this, I'm going to go in with my AOA Studio. This is just an angled blush brush. Now, normally I would go in with my BH Cosmetics brush, but you cannot get it anymore because it came in a set. But this AOA brush you can still get on their website, and I want to say it's like $2 or $3, if that. Now, before I go in on the face, I'm going to take this on the back of my hand and just diffuse that out a little bit. And then I'm going to apply it to the cheeks. So how many of you guys are on the blush trend where you actually are placing your brush higher on the cheek now? Let me know. Like, and also who started doing that? Like, I want to say I saw a video by Nikki LaRose and she was talking about it, and I'm like, I've never seen anybody do this before. This color is so nice. And I like to bring mine up just a little bit to look a little natural. Yeah. That is such a beautiful shade of pink. The complexion is looking so good. For highlights, okay, so I have two here. My favorite highlighter of all time is this highlighter that is in this Flower Beauty palette. I have had this for so long, but this shade right here, which they don't have shade names, but this shade here is absolutely my favorite highlighter. I know everybody doesn't want to buy a palette like this. I'm not even, you might be able to get this still on Ulta. If you can, I will let you know down in the description box. But for just a single highlight, this is Flexitarian by Colourpop. This is like one of the OG shades. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the Flexitarian on one side and then the Flower Beauty on the other. Brought y'all in just a little bit. There is the Colourpop Flexitarian, and this is more of a cream to powder finish. It does feel wet. Like, how pretty is that? I'm going to take this Real Techniques brush. It's a little bit of a more dense brush, and we're going to just kind of spread that out a little bit. So pretty. On the other side, I'm going to use a clean brush. This is a Moda brush that came in a set from Walmart. We are going to dip into this top shade here. They are a little powdery, so you want to tap your brush off. Look how beautiful that is. They They are both very similar in shade, which is why I wanted to bring both of them up. I think they are both beautiful, and honestly, I mean, I think this palette is less than $10 anyway, so 3 highlighters, you really can't go wrong with it. I'm actually going to take a little bit of that Flower Beauty, and I'm just going to put that right down the base of the nose. And it's going to help in the lips. So pretty. Alright, we are finally getting into the eyeshadow, and I'm so excited because the eyeshadow palette that I chose for my #1 drugstore makeup bag is the Always Naked by Wet n Wild. This is a beautiful palette. It cost $8. And look at all those beautiful shades. Now, I know not everybody, talking to you, Sandy, isn't really into the glitter shadows, but for $8, all of these shadows that you get in this palette are so good and are worth it, even if you don't use any of the shimmers. All of the brushes that I'm going to be using today are going to be affordable brushes, just so you guys know. Using this Colourpop brush, I'm going to pop into that first shade right there. And I'm just going to put this all over the lid. I'm going to pop into the shade right here. Keeping my eye open and at a normal position, I'm taking that little bit darker shade and putting that right along the brow bone, just because I do have hooded eyes. I want the shadow to be able to be seen with my eyes open. If you have hooded eyes, you know what I mean. Speaking of hooded eyes, so I started watching YouTube, I would say maybe about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years. Yeah, it was 4 to 5 years ago. It was the very first time I really decided that I wanted a beauty room, because I had started following Britt Clark. I just remember being so impressed by her. Back then, I had my head shaved, and as it was growing back, my hair looked like the way hers did in her videos. So I was automatically drawn to her for that. But then when I started watching more and more of her videos, her personality is just so great. Honestly, she is one of the best YouTubers out there, in my opinion. And she is really one of the YouTubers that really made me want to start doing my own channel. And I tried to do that a couple years ago, and it just, I don't know, I just wasn't ready at that time. And then after the cancer diagnosis, I was like, you know what? I'm doing the damn thing. So here we are. Taking this little domed essence brush and popping into this brown shade right here. I wish this had names even on the back. You guys, I'm literally just looking at the back of this palette, and it says not for use around eyes. What? It's an eyeshadow palette. I'm taking that dark brown shade, and I'm just focusing this right on the outer corner of the eye. These shadows are so good. They are so pigmented. Like, look at that. That went on in no time. Now for the lid, I was going to go into this really pretty gold shade right here, but I kind of don't want to deal with the fallout of it because it does have a little bit of fallout. So I'm going to pop into this shade here on my finger. And I'm going to apply this all over the lid. You guys, look at that. Holy cow. These are a little powdery. I probably should have did the eyes first, but I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do on the eyes. My intention was to do an all matte look, but you guys know that I can't do that. So how pretty is that? Guys, this is an $8 eyeshadow palette. Now, I'm going to try something. I'm going to take this Colourpop E26. Wow, something just really big flew across that window. And I'm going to pop into that shade. And I'm going to bring this down into that corner of the eye. Don't think it's really giving me the payoff with the brush that I wanted it to. I'm bringing you all in just a little bit. Look at that eyeshadow. I'm going to take the end of this makeup wipe and just barely tap, get some of that fallout off. This is an AOA E115 brush, and I'm going to pop, actually I think I'm going to do a little bit of color. I think I'm going to pop into that olive green shade at the bottom. It's fall, why not? I'm just putting that right under that lash line. Not sure that you can really tell that it's like an army green. It's still dark. It's doing what I want it to do. Taking that one little dome. No, I just dropped my eyeshadow palette. You guys, I don't want to pick it up. All right, y'all. Looks like I'm going to be buying a replacement. Look. This sucks. What the hell, guys? And we're back. I'm going to take that original Colourpop fluffy brush and I'm going to pop into that shade right there. And I'm just going to blend that lower lash line out a little bit. This eyeshadow is so good, and they have other versions of this palette too if these colors aren't really your vibe. So yeah, definitely check out Amazon because I'm pretty sure they have a few different options in this same palette. Now that we are done with the eyeshadow, we're going to go in and we're going to set the face. This should be no surprise to you all. The setting spray that I chose is the one and only e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. You guys, this setting spray is so good. It is just as good as the primer, and together they just can't be beat. And plus, I love the sprayer. Now, as you all know, I normally do not do my eyebrows on camera, and that is because they are permanently done. To be honest with you, I don't do my eyebrows very often at all. At the most, if I don't go in and just add a little bit of color. I always go in with a brow gel because they too tend to get fluffy. I don't keep them razored as much as I should. For the sake of the video, for the eyebrow pencil, I definitely chose the Joah brow pencil, and this is in the shade Black Brown. Taylor Wynn got me onto these, and I've loved them ever since. I don't spend a whole lot of money on eyebrow products because I think you can get great ones at the drugstore, and this is definitely my favorite. They are a K-beauty brand, and you might be able to get these on Amazon, but when I ordered these, they came from CVS. Now, for the brow gel, usually I do wear a brow gel, and this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow. Now, I used to use the NYX Brow Freak, but their wand is so large, which I'm going to show y'all that. So here's the NYX, and here is the CoverGirl. There is the wand on the NYX versus the wand on the CoverGirl. This is definitely, it's the best drugstore brow gel out there. And really what I do is I just go through and make sure that my brows don't look fluffy. So yes, highly recommend the CoverGirl brow gel. For eyeliner, I kind of tiptoed between two different eyeliners. So if I can only choose one eyeliner from the drugstore, it would be the Essence Stay and Play Gel Liner. And this is in the shade 01 Black Raven. I want to say this is like $2, something like that. You can get this on Essence websites. You can get it on Amazon, and then you can also get it at Ulta. However, my favorite affordable eyeliner is none other than the Colourpop Cream Gel Eyeliner. And as you can see, I own every single one of them. This lets you know how much I love these. You can get these at Ulta, which I am throwing them in this video for that reason. So I would say just drugstore, the Essence, affordable, Colourpop for the win. Now I think for today I want to do a little bit of Pop of Gold. So I'm going to use, this is the shade Wildcat, and this is from the Colourpop collection. There is what that looks like. It is a true gold. And I'm going to see how well this shows up with this eye look. That shade is so pretty. So there should be no surprise for mascara, but it's the Essence Lash Princess in the shade Black. Everybody knows that this is the best, I would say most affordable mascara out there. It is so good. They also have this in brown, and then they also have a waterproof version. When my lashes were at their peak, this just would make them look so good, and I totally just screwed up. I might end up needing to get a new one of these because it feels like this one's getting dried out just a little bit. I got just a little bit of mascara up there on my top lid, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that off without screwing up the makeup, so just act like it's not there. So to finish this look off, we need to get into the lips. This was very hard for me because you all know that I'm not much of a lippy girl. I don't wear lipstick very often. Normally, if I do, it will be an eyeliner with a lip gloss. I typically don't wear lipsticks. The lip liner that I chose is not technically my favorite lip liner. I would say my favorite lip liner is probably Colourpop lip liner, but I don't have a shade of that I think is my absolute favorite. Now, as far as the lip liners, I do have the NYX Line Loud is a great lip liner, and this is a My Lips But Better shade. It is so good. I had the hardest time getting the lid off of that. There is that shade. It is such a beautiful nude pink. It's super creamy. This just really is a My Lips But Better shade. For the lipstick, this is actually a newer favorite of mine. I just recently bought this, and I want to say I showed you all this in one of my last few videos, but this is their CoverGirl Cream lipstick. I'm not really sure what the actual lipstick is called. It just comes in the clear package, and the shade of this is 560 Romance Mauve. I wanted to show you that side by side by that lippy. They are so good together. Of all the lipsticks that I have tried, this just has become my go-to. The shade is perfection. It is so nice if you're more of a nude cool tone. It's so good. It doesn't have any sort of a scent. It just smells like lipstick. So I don't really know how long this will last because I typically don't wear lipstick very often. But if I was to pick a lipstick to take with me and I had to take one, it would be this mixed with this lip liner because they are perfection together. For gloss, and I am a glossy bitch. I love a lip gloss, and it didn't take me no time to pick out my favorite gloss. This is the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Gummy Bear. Y'all already know. These three products are game changers for me. It smells so good. You almost expect it to be like a fruity scent with the name Gummy Bear, but it is definitely a coconutty, beachy like scent that I'm obsessed with. What a great neutral cool tone lippy. So that is it for today's look. Let me know down below, do you all have any of these same products in your drugstore starter kit? If not, what do you all have? What do you all think I should get? And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be ordering another one of these. I mean, should I though? I mean, I don't really use this color very often, so I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye.